what emerges from the meeting of classical philosophy and contemporary psychology? Can teachings from thousands of years ago help us navigate the inner complexities of the human mind today? Amid the storm of emotions, social pressures, and an endless search for meaning, Stoicism emerges, not as an instant cure, but as a clear lens through which we can view life. And interestingly, beneath the surface of different languages, this philosophy echoes through contemporary therapies like acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, and dialectical behavioral therapy, DBT. And if this script feels like a mirror into the deeper spaces of your being, don't hesitate to support this channel. Like, subscribe, and share this video. Together, we're building a more peaceful and meaningful world starting from within ourselves. Now, let us begin with the foundation, the core principles of Stoicism. Stoicism does not teach us to become cold or emotionless, but to remain grounded and clear in the midst of chaos. It is built upon four cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. From these virtues arises the central tenet that while we cannot control what happens to us, we have absolute freedom in how we respond to what happens. We are called to distinguish between what lies within our control, our thoughts, values, and actions, and what lies outside of it, like others' opinions, the weather, or the past. This ability to discern is not just an intellectual exercise, but a source of deep peace. By letting go of our attachment to what we cannot control, we free up energy to cultivate our inner life. To live in accordance with nature means living in alignment with reason and virtue. The universe is not random chaos, but governed by patterns and order. On a personal level, our lives too can be structured through moral reflection and intentional action. Stoicism invites us not to live reactively by impulse, but thoughtfully by what is good and beneficial to the whole. Known as premeditatio malorum, this practice involves imagining worst-case scenarios, not to breed fear, but to foster mental and emotional preparedness. Instead of being caught off guard, we become vigilant and resilient observers of life's inevitable turns. This goes beyond mere acceptance. It's a radical embrace of everything life brings, including suffering. It teaches us to say, "This too is a part of my life, and I will face it with courage and dignity." Amor fati is a deep, unconditional love for reality as it is. So, how do these principles relate to modern therapies like ACT and DBT? Before we dive into these approaches, it's important to understand that psychological therapy today does not merely aim to remove symptoms. Rather, it nurtures a person's capacity to live in alignment with their values, to accept reality, and to continue moving forward amidst uncertainty. This is where the resonance with Stoicism becomes strikingly clear. Acceptance and commitment therapy, or ACT, suggests that human suffering arises from our attempt to avoid pain rather than embrace it as part of life. ACT encourages individuals to accept difficult thoughts and emotions while still committing to a meaningful life. Is this not deeply Stoic? That peace does not come from denying reality, but from making peace with it and acting with integrity. ACT introduces the concept of cognitive diffusion, the ability to observe thoughts as temporary phenomena, not as ultimate truths. This is akin to the Stoic approach to judgment, that opinions, labels, and evaluations are merely interpretations, not facts. As Epictetus said, it's not the events themselves that harm us, but our judgments about them. Meanwhile, Dialectical Behavior Therapy, or DBT, emphasizes the balance between acceptance and change. It teaches that we can fully accept who we are right now while striving to become a wiser version of ourselves. This, too, carries a Stoic spirit, acknowledging our limitations without surrendering to them. DBT also employs exercises like coping ahead, mentally preparing for difficult situations, which closely mirrors premeditatio malorum.
1. Acceptance of reality. All three, Stoicism, ACT, and DBT, reject the illusion that life must be comfortable. Each invites us to embrace reality, not resist it. 2. Value-based living. Stoics pursue virtue, ACT focuses on personal values, and DBT emphasizes balance and self-integration. Each underscores that meaningful living arises not from external outcomes, but from internal alignment with what truly matters. 3. Self-awareness without attachment. ACT teaches mindfulness, DBT trains full awareness, and Stoicism encourages daily reflection and emotional detachment. This awareness is not about judgment, but about recognition and redirection. 4. Mental readiness for adversity. Premeditatio malorum and coping ahead are both practices designed to build psychological resilience and prevent emotional shock when hardship arrives. 5. Transformation through discomfort. There are no shortcuts to inner maturity. Both Stoicism and modern therapies recognize that discomfort is the soil where deep growth occurs. However, we must also acknowledge that Stoicism is not meant to replace therapy. It is not a clinical tool, but a life framework. For some, especially those wrestling with trauma or severe psychological disorders, professional support is still essential. Therapy provides a safe space, emotional validation, and evidence-based interventions that philosophy alone cannot replace. But what if you're not yet able to access therapy? Does that mean you have no options? On the contrary, Stoicism can offer a powerful foundation for self-care and inner development. With the discipline of daily reflection, journaling thoughts and emotions, clarifying personal values, and learning to accept life as it is, you are building the same inner muscles that ACT and DBT also seek to strengthen. Try practicing morning journaling in the style of Marcus Aurelius. Write down your automatic thoughts and simply observe them without needing to believe them. These exercises may seem small, but when done consistently, they forge deep emotional resilience. You don't have to attain perfect tranquility right away, but with steady, humble steps, you are planting seeds of inner freedom. If you found this reflection helpful, please like and subscribe to the Meditsita channel. We hope to be a companion on your inner journey, offering content that doesn't just fill time, but expands the meaning of your life. And as always, may we keep the inner space soft, reflective, and courageous. The world may not always be kind, but we can learn to be kind to ourselves. Because when we begin to heal our inner wounds, the world outside becomes a more livable place.